Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Uncle on the Couch podcast, man. I'm glad y'all stopped back through. Glad y'all kicking it on the couch with me again, man. I appreciate y'all being here. This one is a little more relaxed, man. I'm chilling. I ain't get a chance to go get a haircut, nothing like that this week. So I ain't feel like doing all of the trying to get dressed or even figure out what to wear, none of that, man. We kicking it. We kicking it on the couch. So I'm gonna be like I'm on the couch. I got on a t-shirt and some sweatpants. We finna cool out, man. We gonna chill. But I think it's a more relaxed episode overall. You know, a little more jokingly, but still got some game and some pointers to, to give to everybody. So, we can kind of jump into that. But before we do, of course, from me to you, cheers. By the way, the cran passion fruit juice, amazing. Best juice on the market. Not gonna lie to you. It is 100% one of them juices that soon as you drink it, you like, this will make a good drink. So fantastic. Literally just poured it, so you can probably see the cup cold. I don't really know if y'all can see it in the shop, but it is amazing. Very amazing. Go grab it wherever you can. It is probably top 3 juice out here. But man, I wanted to get into something. So I had a couple conversations this week and they were eye-opening for me. I think for myself, I hadn't really realized my impact on people. And then I would say that, like, okay, so I pray to have a positive impact on people whenever I encounter them, and that for God to really lead me to whatever it is that they need from me. But I guess I have been praying that, and you sometimes you don't get the reward or the opportunity for people to give you that feedback right away to say, hey man, you really made this impact, or I learned this from you, or any of those kinds of things. So excuse me. That was where I kind of would be like, okay, well, I'm praying for these things, but I'm not necessarily getting that feedback. So am I doing the right things, or am I really impacting people, and all of those kinds of things. So then when it comes back to me that it was like, hey man, like you've really helped me in these kind of ways. I've learned these things from you. You showcase these different things, when you talk, it makes sense and people listen, and all of those kinds of things that was feedback given to me. It was kind of a reality check because I didn't know I made such an impact on people. So that was a little bit of what I kind of wanted to make this episode about, was, being not only being a leader, but being a Black leader. Being a Black leader is different. It is very, very different. It is something that I think a lot of us, we shy away from, but then we also, we may have the raw talent or the raw attributes for leading in a work environment or something like that. But oftentimes when people get to those levels, they never show you how to really get there as well, or they kind of keep the game, and that happens in all races. But I think we as Black men, we forget about that part. We forget about teaching the other things. Our grandfathers and uncles and all of those kinds of things. In the time they grew up, it was, hey, learn how to work on this car, drop that motor, and put them brakes on that car, and drop that pan of oil and all that kind of stuff, and build this house. And those are great attributes. Those are great things, but those are also the current life skills that you had to have to really excel. But now in this day and age, duality is what helps us get along, but not a lot of us teach it. Not a lot of us showcase that, hey, look, this may be where I'm from, or this may be what I do in my personal life and all of those things. But I know when it's time to get to business, business is business, and this is how I'm gonna showcase business. a lot of us, we don't really give that part of the game. So that was where I wanted to go with this, man. That I almost took off my hat. Look, I ain't even brushed my hair. It's literally just a hat on. But being able to really kind of to give people some of those kind of tidbits. Number one, present well. When you interview for a job or you go into a job, now being on the other side of that and having being on the other side of that for so long, you see a lot of people come in sweatpants. Like, you showing up for a interview for a leadership position and you showing up in sweatpants, or you showing up with a t-shirt on with your chain on, with your jewelry, all that. Like, bro, you here for an interview? Like, you here for an interview, or you finna go to the club? Like, that's where we gotta showcase each other, and putting on a decent shirt or something don't change who you are, but it shows that you know how to separate business from personal. And that's what I think a lot of us miss. Or even if we're not missing it, nobody's helping us. Nobody's calling those things out to say, hey, look, these are the things that you do better. Or even if you are interviewing with another brother or something like that, give that feedback. I do it a lot whenever I have to interview, that even if I know I'm gonna give you the job, or I know I'm not gonna give you the job, either way, I still, hey, well, this is the feedback based off this interview. These are the things that you could do better. These are the things that you can highlight a little bit more. These are the things that I heard you say that you do well, or that you did well, but you didn't really expound on them. All of those kinds of things are the things that help push all of us along. So, man, if you can learn some of those kinds of things, men and women alike, man. So this isn't just only, I would say, knowledge for men and women alike, man. We all got something to learn, but those are those key things that set you apart right away. And then being prepared. Show up prepared for interviews, for conversations, for events where your social climate is a little bit different. Know where you're going into. Know your audience. Being able to pick up on those things. Being able to pick up on the social cues of different areas and different audiences and things like that. Those are the things that, they help us. Not only do they help us assimilate well, but then they help us stand out. Because what we often forget is that, now I am talking to black men. As black men, we're looked at as a sign of strength at all times. No matter the environment, no matter the area, we are the ones that something happened while everybody out. Hey, was whatever he doing, we following him. Or, in, of course, our households, we're supposed to be the head of the household and the structure and all of that. And I say supposed to because I don't know everybody's household situation and all of that. But in mine, I'm gonna be that. It ain't hard to do it now because there's only me in the house. But I don't have nobody to lead. But that's us. That's what we represent. That's what comes with us. So being able to kind of be that show of strength, it's always something that people are always going to be watching. They're always going to be looking to see, how did you handle this? Or when you handled this, how did you get better at it? Or how did you fail at it, but how did you recover? Or how did you teach somebody, or any of those things? Because we're often imitated and emulated, but we're the bee's knees of the world, man. And I know in this time of gender wars and all of that kind of stuff, people say something like that, and internet traditionally it turns into some type of debate or something like that. But that's not what this is about. This is building people, man, and building those capabilities in the men that we do have, that have those capabilities. There's so many so many of us that we have those attributes or those abilities to really kind of lead at a high level, but nobody's helping us coach. Nobody's helping coach us along. We all got opportunities. We all got areas to grow, but nobody's saying, hey, if you do a couple of these things, it'll change your trajectory, or it'll help you get out of that period of you being frustrated and you getting out of your own way and you being able to really kind of create your own path in a sense, of course, because God is the ultimate, and he aligns everybody's paths and steps. But in the sense of being able to really kind of position yourself well, regardless of who you're around, man. So those are some of the very, very, very base level things that show you how to get into those rooms, or how to get jobs out of those interviews that you traditionally get that door closed in front of you. Those are the things that you can start with. Man, that juice is good, I promise you. But while we're sharing the knowledge, just like I said, my biggest thing for this was knowing your impact, or understanding your impact. So understanding that, once again, somebody's always watching, somebody's always looking to kind of emulate what you do. So that means you got to show those good habits. You got to show what healthy looks like, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, any of those kinds of things. You got to show all of that, because once again, somebody's looking. Somebody's saying, well, damn, he looked like he got it all together. I got to be able to try that. Or if he doing it this way and this is what he got, maybe if I follow along them same steps, I can get the same thing, or I can do the same thing. So if you're showing healthy, then you got more people practicing healthy. And if more people are practicing healthy, specifically Black men, then we'll have a much healthier culture that we're perpetuating, by just being authentic, by just being good, and not good in the sense of, oh, I got to wear a suit and a tie every day, or I know the internet love to make fun of them, but I got to be Russell Wilson or something like that, and that ain't what it is, man. Your most street dude knows that there's certain rooms that he's going to be the minority in, but he'll make sure that he's around people that assimilate well into those environments, so they can help propel whatever his dream or vision or all of those things is. Your favorite rapper, of Future or NBA YoungBoy, they have managers, they have assistants, they have people to put into those environments, because that's where they excel at, to be able to get them further along and all of those kinds of things. So they even understand that, hey, look, if this is what I'm showing and this is who I am, but these are my limitations, I got to align myself with somebody else that can, showcase those things. But that don't mean that they don't have those same capabilities. So I'm not saying those kinds of things, but yeah, man, I kind of got off on a tangent on that one, but the example got lost in there. But showing those healthy habits and making those plans and sticking to them, those are the things that not only can help you, but they help somebody else. They help really everybody, man. They just showcase a much different capability from us, and us specifically, man, because opportunities are very rare to come, unfortunately. And especially the more that we lack duality, the more that we get discounted almost, when it comes to even being considered for some of those opportunities, which is unfortunate, man. Because once again, we got so much capability. But man, let's just do better all together. Let's teach each other, man. It ain't nothing wrong with us teaching each other. We got so much that we could teach each other by just being us, man, being real, being raw, but then remaining teachable as men, as leaders, as a community. We can definitely get so much further as a whole, man. So definitely that. But what else we got, man? March Madness coming up. That is going to be great. Still thinking Duke might pull it out. I know what's the kid name? Wilson. I know he got hurt or he done for the year after his surgery. But Boozer kid still, man, little dude might be able to pull him into at least the Final Four. At least the Final Four. So I'm going with Duke early. Max Crosby is with the Ravens now. I think that was a decent trade for them. I don't know what happened last year, man. Huge Lamar Jackson fan. Happened to be the first year I can get him in fantasy, and didn't work out so well for me. But I think he's a hell of a quarterback, and I think that team gonna be set up decent, man. They got him some decent receivers. I used to scream that from the mountaintops for years. Like, get him somebody to throw the ball to, and he gonna be all right. Now they need some on that other side of the ball. So they got Max. They shore up that defense. I think they gonna be all right, man. Let's see. My Bucks, man. Please get Doc out of there. Doc he is not it. I promise. I don't know how good Adrian Griffin would have been. I don't know what the issue was, any of that. But giving him up for Doc Rivers, that has actually never coached a successful team. Come on now. His players, he had the benefit of having Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, that were all Ray Allen, that were all basketball IQ of 3 billion. You ain't got to do much coaching with that at all. This ain't X's and O's. This is really them being who they are. LA, you had Chris Paul. Like him or hate him, love him, whatever you feel about him, still arguably a top 5 point guard ever. And you don't have to coach that. He's never actually coached. And this is just me as a fan. I don't even know that man. But y'all go, man, come on now. Bucks, do something. Come on, man. We can't lose Giannis. Please do something. But Golden State, of course, got rid of Jonathan Kuminga. I see he doing somewhat decent in Atlanta. I don't know if that's just, of course, because they still young, so they just wasn't just give him the ball for them couple games. But I don't know. But I always thought it was something off there. Like, I don't know if it was the Warriors or if it was him, but something just ain't really make sense with that situation in Golden State for him. But I did see something funny in the sports. It's not funny. It is not funny at all, but it made me giggle. LeBron was out for arthritis. Like, I know he's older. I've been watching this man my entire life, it seemed like. But the fact that was the title, that LeBron is out for arthritis, was like, yeah, bro. Hey, you getting a little up there. Hey, man, that's quite the headline. Hey. But shoe culture, speaking of Lakers, shoe culture, man. I wanted them Laker 4s so bad. So bad. And I didn't get them. So heated. Because I'm still going to buy them. At some point, I'm still getting them. I get on GOAT and pay resale or whatever. But I got to get them. I need them. Just like I feel about them Cherry 13s. I need them. Like, I got to have them, man. Like, I feel like I'm slowly getting back into sneakers. Like, I I ain't really bought no sneakers in a while. And then even the ones that I did, they was like old stuff that I was getting resale. Like I ain't really caught a new release, and it's been a minute. Probably them undefeated fours was probably like the last like new release I just caught. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. You know, summertime coming. Gotta throw on some little something. I'm lying because I probably ain't gonna go nowhere. But actually, I am. I'm trying to travel. Like I don't really want to do all of the. I've never been a club guy or nothing like that. But even the going to a bar, restaurant, all that. And I don't feel like doing all that, man. Like catch me on the island somewhere. Catch me on the beach. Like I see y'all later for all that. But yeah, man. Please like, subscribe, send it to somebody, man. Tell your friends, tell your cousins. I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate all of the feedback and everything, man. I appreciate everybody who's encouraged it, who's got something from it, man. Like I genuinely just appreciate everybody. Like it's super dope. I'm evolving. I'm feeling myself growing in this space, but then also as a man, and you know, it's just beautiful all the way around, man. So I appreciate y'all. You're definitely gonna be seeing more and more and more of me. I'm on my ramp up plan for, you know, marketing and shooting and all of that kind of stuff, man. So it's gonna be more to come. Your boy's still working, man. Still working, but I appreciate everybody along the way. So I'm gonna let y'all go, man. This gonna be a rather quick one, but it's definitely been dope chopping it up with y'all. Don't hesitate to stop back, man. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Peace. What's up, y'all? First visual episode of Uncle on the Couch podcast, man. I'm glad y'all joining in. I'm glad y'all tuning in. I think I got a pretty good one for y'all this episode, man. But I'm glad y'all getting a chance to see me. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. It ain't quite like how I wanted it just yet, so it's still a little early. But I appreciate everybody, you know, tuning in and really being supportive. It's been definitely quite the journey, and it's been an experience, but it's been a good one. So once again, thank everybody. I genuinely appreciate it. It's not only fun, but it's definitely something that I can see myself continuously to grow. I'm interested. It's a hobby, and I think at least I've said a couple of things that, you know, it's helped a couple of people. A few people have reached out and was like, hey man, you know, you kind of said something that kind of touched on something that I was thinking, or something that I am, or something that's kind of relatable. So, you know, it's all pretty cool. So cheers to y'all from me to you. But before we jump into some of these topics, man, how are we still in January? Well, this is the last day of January. I know I'm kind of dating this, but this is going to be the first episode that I drop. So I'm not going to hold on to this one. So I think I can kind of say that. But January has been the longest Monday ever. It's been the Monday of all months. It's really been ridiculous, but I've enjoyed it. I've done a lot of reading. I've done some studying. Of course, those of y'all that follow me on Twitter, you see typically every Sunday and Monday I post whatever I'm studying from my Bible and then my study Bible. So of course that's been my pattern for a while, but I've gotten a chance to kind of extend that into some other days rather than it just being those specific days. Of course, I don't necessarily share them on social media, but it's something that I've been doing. So it's been pretty cool, man. I've really kind of taken the time, and then they kind of gave us that shutdown time, so I had even more time to be in the house, which was where I kind of focused on this. Wrote out some treatments for some episodes, did some reading, played video games. I ain't played video games in I don't know how long. It's definitely been a while. So you know, January wasn't all bad. So hopefully it wasn't all bad for y'all. Hopefully everybody got some time at home. You got a chance to take a nap. Like, never really realized how important a nap is as an adult until like recent years. Before early adulthood, as a kid, like you couldn't pay me to take a nap. Now, in a minute, fall asleep like that, I'll be out. But, you know, like I said, hopefully it ain't all bad for y'all. And if you listen to the last episode, hopefully you preparing for Valentine's Day. Fellas, ladies, everybody prepare for that. You know, I'm sure we'll see it all over social media, people posting their stuff and all of that. But love the love, man. Fall in love with the love. That's what it's all for. But hope y'all ready. You can kind of strap your seat belts, get you something to drink, something to smoke, whatever it is that you do, and come kick it with me. Chill on the couch. We'll rap, and we kind of take it from there, man. So first, I kind of wanted to motivate some people, man. You know, it's been something kind of heavy on me, of course, with everything that I'm doing that's kind of new for myself. Really growing as a man, growing in really who I am. Just really kind of something that's I would say near and dear to me. You're not behind. Like, a lot of times I got caught up, I speak for myself, I got caught up in the illusion of where I thought I was supposed to be. I thought I was supposed to be doing these things. I thought I was supposed to be going over here. I thought I was supposed to be looking this way. I thought I was supposed to be buying these things, or all of these different things that maybe I saw somebody else do it. Or maybe it was just my own idea of what I thought things would look like for myself. But I'm not behind in anything. My life is my life. It's my single journey. So I don't have to compare it to anything else or anybody else. So I want to give that to people, that you don't have to do those same things. You don't have to look at things and say, hey man, like, ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna keep that in there. That's real. That is very real. But that's how I want it to be. It's a conversation on the couch. But you don't have to be those ways. You can really kind of dissect your life in a few different ways. So number one, getting to be an adult is considered 18 years old. But at 18, you don't know much. All you know is your childhood, your adolescence. You haven't really grown in that way, especially as an adult. From 18 to 30 is only 12 years. So in that short span of time, you're learning to be an adult. You're not proficient. You wouldn't even be a teenager in adult years throughout that time span, because you're still growing from 18 to 30. So you have to, or we have to, be very gracious to ourselves, man. A lot of times I see it on social media, whether Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any of those kinds of things. Probably dating myself saying Facebook, but any of those kinds of things, you see it all the time. People are mad that they don't got this, or some people set a goal for themselves of, hey, I want to do this by this age and all of those things. And then when it doesn't happen, now people's lives are crushed, or they're depressed and all of these things. You're not behind by any means. You set your own timeline, and nothing is wrong with that. You set your goals, nothing is wrong with that. But you got to understand, give yourself some grace. You only been an adult for 12, 15 years, 20 years. That's still young. If a 20-year-old kid came to me saying, hey, look, I'm supposed to have a house, I'm supposed to have this, I'm supposed to have that, I would look at him and be like, you're 20. Why would you need any of these things? You still got a whole lot more life to live. Yes, it would be great to have it, and that would be amazing if a 20-year-old was able to do all of those things and have that level of responsibility and that train of thought. But I would still be like, you'd be considered immature. It's the same thing for us. So yeah, your age may say, yeah, I'm 35, but you only been an adult for what, 17 years? You just getting ready to break adulthood as if you were getting or becoming of age. So those are a few ways that I kind of had to break it down for myself to really kind of understand like I got to give myself some grace. I got to be forgiving of myself. I have to understand that I'm doing this, but this is still a climb. It's not going to be a rocket to the top. So continuing to be gracious with myself, and I want to encourage people to do the same. Be very, very gracious to yourself. Take the time, understand yourself, ask yourself the questions, write out a plan for yourself. I've been recently doing a lot of that, writing out plans for myself, writing out roadmaps for myself, figuring out what those next steps look like, and then breaking it down into smaller steps to say, hey, I can do this or I can do that to get me to this place, or this is my plan to get from A to G, but I know B through D is going to be the hardest part. But after I get to that, then, I'm all good. So as long as you can kind of break some of those things down, but still remain, like I said, gracious to yourself, understanding that you running a very, very singular race in life. It is not about what somebody else has. It's not about what you don't have. If you got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back. I know it's cliche. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that, but it's true. That old adage is stuck around for a reason. It is supremely true, and it's something that it'll help you keep balance within yourself. And we all need that. We all need a lot more balance within ourselves. And I think we don't realize how young some midlife crisis happen. What is like the male expectancy, like 60 something or something like that. So that would mean half of your life is in your 30s, your early 30s, if that's true. Somebody fact check that, say if it's true or not. I genuinely don't know. I feel like I read that some years ago, but I may be lying to y'all. Don't know. Somebody tell me. But even still, your mid 30s, early 30s would be that midlife crisis time. That's typically when people start to mature, they start to think different, they start to think about all these different things, because now, of course, the inevitable is always present, it's always there. But now you start to think more of, what am I doing? What am I building? What works for me? What doesn't work for me? What do I want? What do I not want? And I think we're all getting to that age of being like, oh shit, we're maturing on a different level. Excuse me. So we as a collective, I want to encourage all of us to not get so caught up in the what ifs. Excuse me. Jeez. All right, so transparency moment. I ain't ate nothing before I started filming this, so I am starving, and I've had water and some juice before I started filming, so I'm starving. So I apologize for that, but I'm hungry. Um, but let's not get caught up in the what ifs. Uh, what if it goes wrong? What if I try something again and I fail? What if people don't like it? What if I say the wrong things? What if nobody gives me an opportunity? What if I don't get that job? What if this person doesn't love me? Whatever the what ifs is, 9 times out of 10, that shit ain't even gonna happen. Focus on what you got. Focus on what you can control. I say it all the time to my staff at work: control your controllables. Whatever it is that you can control, whatever it is that you can do, that's what you take care of. Don't worry about nothing else. The rest of it, that should come. It'll happen over time. And then as you gain more knowledge, you'll be able to gain some of those things a little bit faster. So if you wanted a home and you know your credit's been messed up, as you learn more about credit, you'll be able to get that home a lot quicker than you initially thought. So don't focus on the what ifs. Focus on what you can do, what you can control, all of those kinds of things. And just continuing to kind of think positive for yourself. It'll it'll really it'll really change how you go about yourself, how you invest in yourself, how you present yourself to the world. Don't quote me on this. I promise I am not a Bible scholar by no means, but in the Bible, Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs. Once again, somebody tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being corrected. I'm not one of those people. But what is it? As a man thinks, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he, or something like that. Once again, not a Bible scholar. I'm still learning, still reading, but I believe that's the passage. Something along those lines of that. But think it. What's in your heart is what you'll inevitably show. If you go into a plan and you're already thinking about what won't work or how it's gonna fail, your discipline for that plan is gonna be very inconsistent. Super inconsistent, because all you focused on is the negative. You're not focused on if it actually works. If that thing that you're working on, if it actually propels you to that next level that you're thinking about. If it is the thing that you're meant to do, if it is your purpose, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about how it's gonna fuck up. And that's where your discipline is gonna fall off, because you'll get discouraged. You'll get burdened. It'll be heavy. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be something that you're willing to work towards, because all you thinking is at some point somebody gonna pull a rug from under me and this ain't gonna work. I will 100% say I was there with this. I had 4 different people tell me that I should actually do this. Didn't listen to a single one of them. And I got to different points in my life that I'll probably make another episode. And I finally got to the point of being able to say, you know what? If this is for me, I'm gonna jump at it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna be the person that's consistently living with what ifs or planning for whatever is wrong. Because if that's what I'm planning for, I'm sorry, as I said, all I'm gonna plan for is eventually it's gonna fail. It's gonna fall off. It's not gonna work. I'm planning for success. I'm investing in myself. I'm studying. I'm learning. I'm figuring out the nuances of what to do, but also still trying to give a authentic product. Still trying to showcase who I am to the world, and whoever may need whatever it is that I have to offer, but then also still remaining balanced enough to know that I'm not gonna have this all figured out right away. Hell, whether it's this or life, I'm not gonna have none of it figured out. So being gracious with myself it's taught me a lot, but it's also allowed me to do this, to share it, to give people those avenues, to give people those jewels or whatever it is that, I've kind of picked up along the way, or learned, or been blessed enough to, deal with people who could kind of invest in me in those ways. That's where I wanted to do this and kind of give back. But yeah, that one, it was, like I said, it was kind of near and dear to my heart. It's different being on this side of it. because there's a lot of reflection as I'm talking, as I'm thinking things. There's a lot of self reflection going on. Also, this light is bright as shit. So if you see me keep looking off in a little bit of everywhere, like this lighting is crazy. So, time out real quick in the story. So, originally, has started filming 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, and had my setup, my light, everything. So I'm kind of doing like some trial and error, trial and error with the filming and seeing how it's going and all of that. So I get halfway through an episode and light shuts off out of nowhere. Just stops working. I'm plugging it in. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. All of that. It just stops working. The freeze happens. Amazon ain't delivering nothing. Ain't nobody delivering nothing right away. So I can't get another light. So I started running through the audio episodes, and I wanted to get back to trying to figure this portion out. Couldn't really figure it out. But then I got another light. Light comes in and I get it, but I haven't had the time to really play with it. So today, start working with it, start going through it. And of course, I was doing it in small spurts. So I didn't really realize how bright it is until I started sitting here and I was talking. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I can close my eyes and still see all of the lights just there. It is extremely bright. And